All right, y'all. So we back. I'm gonna do this with my glasses off so I don't have that big blur. Now, I already posted my first video, then I caught the flu. So I couldn't come back with a second one. This is just telling my journey. This is gonna talk about a sort of rites of passage that I thought that I had to go through as a young black man, growing up in the streets and in the criminal justice system and the path that I chose. Uh, I do take full responsibility for my actions. I'm not promoting none of this ignorance that I'm talking about. But what I am saying is that it's a lot of suffering going on inside prisons, inside the prison walls. And it's not as sweet as you think. And some of the risks and chances that you're willing to take to end up there, you really don't want to take those risks. I took a couple of them. So I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you one right now. I'm going to start like, where did I start? I'm going to start when it took off, right? So back in 1998, took you way back, I had just went up top, got me some work. I went up top and got me some powder from New York. Think I had ended up. I drove to DC, got on a train from DC. No, I hopped on a Peter Pan bus. That's what it was. Hopped on the Peter Pan bus all the way to New York. Went up there to Union Station. Hopped on the little train up there. Went up to Spanish Harlem, uptown. Up there they sell powder like it's Skittles, like it's just legal. So I went up there, hollered at the dude I talked to a couple times. Everything was good. Everything was great. Now, mind you, 1998 was also my graduation. And for some reason, although I did pass, I actually had like a 3.0 GPA. I didn't even go to my graduation because I just thought I was too cool for the graduation. I thought I was too cool for college. Um, I thought I was too cool for all that. All I wanted to do was be the biggest dope boy that anyone has ever seen. Let me make sure my phone on Do Not Disturb so I can really get into this. All right. So now we got it on Do Not Disturb. So I just thought I was going to be the biggest dope boy. So I went up top, boom, take the snow up to 150, see Joe, get that, come back with that. We can split that, sit back, puff a L, forget that. So I went up top, did what I had to do, came back down, successful move. Got back to VA, woke up the next morning, took the product. Man, everything was going good, man. A lot of folks was talking about going to college. I'm like, man, I'm about to run these blocks. I'm about to run the whole area. I had like a whole demographic from down 95. I had cities that I just wanted to distribute to and have main distribution chains of crack cocaine. That was all I was thinking about. I mean, when I closed my eyes, when I opened my eyes, I was thinking about distribution of cocaine. So I woke up, regular day. I had just bought the biggest shipment that I ever had at that age. I say I was 18. I think I just turned 18. Yeah. Cooked it up. Went to see a movie. The weirdest thing, I went to see the movie. I ended up going to see Saving Private Ryan. Totally irrelevant. Don't know why I remember it. But I went to see Saving Private Ryan. Left the movie theater. And I was going down to where my peoples was at. So I could start, you know, getting it off, selling double ups, selling cut up, selling weight, whatever, 8 ball, quarter, double up, dub, 100 block. I was ready for whatever. But the first mistake that I made, and I did not notice at the time, was when I got in my car. All right. I had put the work in the glove box at the bottom of the glove box. So you're not really thinking that you can't reach this while you're in the car by yourself driving. You never think about this. when you're young, just moving, trying to find yourself. So just imagine you driving and what you need is in the glove box that's locked and you can't reach it if you need to do something simple as to throw it out the window. Something that simple as throw it out the window, I couldn't do because just of the limited understanding that I had that I thought that it was safest to put it in there locked up because if the police pulled me over, I was thinking they couldn't mess with it. So needless to say, I get off 95 up in Stafford County, Route 17. When I get off of 95, it was just the weirdest thing. It was drizzling. I was actually smoking. I had a blunt in my mouth. But as I was getting off the exit ramp, coming off, I wasn't speeding or nothing. I get off the exit ramp, and I had called a couple people, told them I was coming. Mind you, this was the biggest move of my life. So I had people waiting on me. We didn't have cell phones. We had pagers and we had codes, like 411, 202, different codes you put in to mean something. So people knew I was coming. Get off the interstate. Boom, I'm riding, drizzling a little bit, got the L in my mouth. I'm in a stick shift, as a matter of fact. So a police hopped down behind me. I was like, damn, that's weird. And then I looked in my mirror and I said, oh shit, I could see these police license plates. This how close they was. And as soon as I said that to myself, it was like the police lights went on. So when their lights went on, I just took that little Grand Am I was in and I downshifted that bad boy, boom, and I hit it. I'm on the move now because I got my biggest package, about to be a success in the streets. Everything's about to go great for me. So now I'm going boom, and it's drizzling, it's nighttime. I'm driving, hitting this thing fast as it'll go. I don't know if you know about it, but I'm going down 17, and Route 17 goes downhill and intersects at Route 1, and you cross over from Stafford into Fredericksburg. So what I did, I was just going fast as I could possibly go, boom, boom, whipping it. We got to the intersection. It was cars coming. By then, it was just a bunch of police lights behind me. I just seen blue lights everywhere. So I said, you know what? All these blue lights and me ain't going to make it through this intersection. So I said, I'm going to take my chance. I didn't hit my brake. I just downshifted in the fourth, boom, blocked it up, revved a little bit, came into the turn, threw that Jane in the third, and just swung around, boom, came out the intersection. I ain't even stopped. If a car was coming, they would have killed me. So now I'm on Route 17. I'm on Route 1 now, booking, coming back up, back in the fourth, back in the fifth, overdrive. And I'm like, okay, where am I going? Where am I going? I got to get to work out the car. That's when I realized, because I'm on the bridge with water under me, the work is locked up in the damn glove box. Dummy of the Year award. So I was like, okay, I just need to create distance. I got to go faster. So as soon as I go across Route 1, I turn over by the Kentucky Fried Chicken to shoot up by Bragg Hill. So I'm like, okay, I got this. Boom, I'm gonna drive. Boom, boom. I'm in a 25 mile per hour zone. I'm going like 70 through there. Shoo, 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 shoo. Another stop sign. Blue light still coming. Don't worry about it. Boom, going through it. Boom, going through it. So now I'm going up Bragg Road, Fall Hill Avenue, whatever it is. And I'm going up and I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna go into Bragg Hill and I'm going to, in my mind, I'm just processing. I got my music turned up all out. I still got my blunt in my mouth. I'm smoking, blue lights behind me. I'm going like 65, 100, 65, 70, back and forth. Never hit my brakes right. So I was like, I'm going to go into Bragg Hill. And when I turned into, this is my plan now. This really made sense to me. When I turned into Bragg Hill, I said, I'm going to go down here and park my car in this alleyway. And when I stop my car in the alleyway, the police won't be able to follow me. And then I can grab the stuff and get out. So I go into Bragg Hill and I'm shifting, beeping the horn because I know everybody outside. So I shifting, still ain't hitting the brakes. Downshifting, spinning, ass into the car, all in the ditch, coming back, balling from the police. Police everywhere behind me. This what I do now. All of a sudden, I'm the high-speed king. So they on me. I turn into Bragg, down by the car wash, got them. They don't even see me coming. So I hit Brock Square. When I turn on Brock, the car go all the way in the ditch again. I bring it out. I see some dudes over in the cut between the townhouses where the steps go down. They're over there shooting dice. I say, that's where I need to go. So I start hitting the horn. Yo, get out the way. I didn't wind the window down, everything. That's just how hype I was. The windows wind down. I'm telling them, get out the way, get out the way. I'm beeping the horn. So I line my car up. Now listen to this. I want you to listen to this real careful. This is what I did. I lined my car up, riding down the sidewalk in front of the townhouses, going 65 miles per hour. Okay? In front of townhouses on the sidewalk. I done jumped on the curb. So I watched the Dukes of Hazzard growing up. Y'all don't think this stupid, but I always watched Dukes of Hazzard. And on Dukes of Hazzard with the General Lee, they just rolled down steps and got to the other end and everything was cool. So it was like 7 steps right there. I'm going 65. I'm like, all right, once I get down these steps, I'm gonna get my work, get out this car, leave the car blocking it. I'm gone. And I was gonna kick somebody's door in because I had money in my pocket, had plenty of work. So I was gonna kick somebody's door in, either pay them money or work to tell the police they ain't see me. Perfect plan, Thurston. Perfect. So, boom, I line up. My homie Nate, he jumping out the way. Everybody getting out the way. And when I hit the steps, the car just take off in the air, airborne. Now I'm in a vehicle, strapped in with a seatbelt, going 65 miles per hour, airborne, right? And when the car hit the ground, boom, it knocks me out. The impact of the vehicle being strapped in the seatbelt, right? You out and the car hit the ground. It was, they say it was like Mike Tyson punched me in the face. I was asleep. But remember, I was still going 65 miles per hour. So now I'm asleep, riding on the townhouse, in the townhouse area, dead sleep. What happened next is I understand this from what people told me. The car fishtailed a little bit. It came in, like say if this was a townhouse, this was Lisa's townhouse. It fishtailed and it went head on into her living room. And it took her kids' bikes was in the her children's bicycles was in the front yard. It took their bicycles and pinned them into the house, into the brick wall, almost penetrating into their living room. So then they say that, I guess when I hit the wall, when I hit the ground in the car, it put me to sleep. When the car crashed into the house, it woke me up. So now I woke up. But when I woke up, I was like this. And I remember seeing like the dashboard of the car. If you see this scratch, this mark right here in my head, that's from the rear view mirror right there. My head bust the windshield using the rear view mirror while I had my seatbelt on. Head on collision into a house. Dummy of the year. So what they say happened, they say I pushed myself back out the window, got my seatbelt off. They say I pried my door open because everybody was outside. They say this part of my head was like flipped up. Man, this part really got me weak. They say I got out the car, looked over, saw the police was coming, took 2 steps, and just passed out. Because my body was saying no, my mind was saying go, 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 get away. But my body was saying no, 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 you ain't going nowhere. It was a lot of trauma to my body, my head. It was split open to the white meat. Then I never really shared this story in entirety to a lot of folks. So of course the police came over. He said he thought I was dead because I guess the blood from this was like all down in my eyes. So it looked like I was bleeding out my eyes and just blood all over my face. So they called the ambulance and he said he really thought I was dead. But I started moving. So all I remember after that, I remember, this is funny because now I'm speaking from what I remember. I remember waking up and I was in a tube. So I was like, oh man, I'm in a coffin. It was this white tube I was in and it was making this roaring noise like, and I tried to move and I couldn't move. And I was like, man, they done threw me in the ocean and buried me alive. So I started trying to fight, and somebody grabbed my feet and they slid me out, and they told me I was in the MRI machine, and they told me I had to stay still. Then I went back to sleep. Then the next memory I had was I could hear voices talking, but I couldn't see anything because it was just this bright light in front of me. But I could feel people just like it was like people were digging in my head. And then when I finally cracked my eyes open, I'm still thinking like I need to run. So I cracked my eye open first to see which way I was going to run. And everybody was covered in white. So I was like, oh shit, I'm up here with the angels. I'm up here with the angels. And what it was is they were stitching my head up and getting the glass out of my skull. I was in the hospital. And I remember them telling me to go back to sleep, calm down, Mr. White. And man, that's really how it all started. That's how I started. That's how I ended up catching my first case, thinking I was grown, just on that bull crap. Next thing I know, I was over in Stafford County Jail, this little teeny jail, and they were serving me cereal, and I couldn't eat for like 3 days. I couldn't remember nothing. I'm locked up with this big turban on my head, bleeding. It was stinking. They had me sleeping on a boat out in the day room. And I really ain't know what I was in there for a minute. And dude was like, man, you don't know what you did? I was like, nah. And it took a while for all of it to come back to me. But got the scars. Like the scar just starts here, goes up there. That's from that wreck. And I guess the moral of this story, man, is just be careful with the choices you're making, because the choices and decisions that you make can and will affect your future. It definitely will. Nothing that I'm sharing is promoting any life of crime, any illegal lifestyle. As a matter of fact, I hope that someone will hear me share my testimony and when I went in through the streets and decide not even to go that route. Because in jail after a high-speed car chase, locked up, lost 100% of my investment money, facing time, don't know what to do, 18 years old, should have went to college, you know? Just the days of our lives. Say this is just a journey that I'm gonna take y'all on, man, but it was a wild police chase, and that's really where it all began. Right there, I did a little juvie time, little stuff like that. But that car chase that night, that's how it all began. And the whole time I was thinking, like, they gonna tell my mama. This was like, they gonna tell my mama. Mm-mm-mm. They gonna tell my mama. That was all I was thinking. And they told my mama. They told my daggone mama too. But we're gonna continue with the journey. Just want to share that little story with y'all. Y'all stay heavily motivated, stay humble, sit down, and just know that whatever you're going through, man, it's a brighter path. Dig for a better future. Y'all be blessed.